Alright, we're back. This is part 2 of the lighting breakdown from the Alford Craft Market documentary. In the last episode, we looked at how we lit the scene with Michelle, the potter and founder of the market. We talked about how we approached that setup to keep things natural and cinematic, using motivated lighting, a soft fill, a bit of hair light, and some negative fill to add depth. If you missed that one, maybe go check it out first, but if not, don't worry, you'll still get something out of this. In this episode, I'm breaking down another setup from that same shoot. Different crafter, different space, and a few challenges we had to work around with the lighting. Let's get into it. This second setup was awesome. It was with a bookbinder called David. His space was probably the most organised mess we could have asked for. There were books everywhere, tools, boxes, random coffee cans and all sorts used for storage. It was great. When we first got to the location, we scoped out the room and figured out what made sense for the framing. So both sides had windows, which was perfect for our motivated lighting approach. This side ended up being the better choice, mainly because of the contrasting background and the clutter fill in the frame. And in this case, more clutter was actually better. So we even added a few bits in the foreground to help create more depth in the shot, like these things here. Out of context, they just look randomly placed, but in the shot, they helped frame the scene and pull your focus into David. So straight away, it looks like this scene's just being lit by the window. But like I said in the last episode, that's our motivated lighting source. So we're just mimicking that with our lighting setup. We used the Godox VL150 again as our key light. And this time we didn't have as much room to play with. So we had to fire it through a smaller fold-out diffusion sheet and then through the scrim just to soften the light even more. If we skipped that bit, the light on David's face would have been a lot harsher, and generally softer light just looks better and a bit more flattering. We also used the TL60 again. This time we chucked it up on the shelf behind him to act as our hair light. And having a light like that is just so useful in tighter spaces because you can get creative with where you put it. The wall on this side of the room was already pretty dark, so we didn't bother with any of the negative fill. As you can see, there's already a really good amount of shadow on that side of his face, and that helped us get that cinematic look. Honestly, this was a really fun one to light. It was a great space, some great textures, and it was a great subject to shoot. That's a wrap on this setup. I hope you found it helpful seeing how we worked with the space and kept things looking natural. I've got a few more scenes from this shoot that I'll be breaking down soon, so if you're enjoying these, stick around. If you're watching on YouTube, give it a like, drop a comment if you've got any questions, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.